Hey, welcome back. I'm here with Justin from AirMED. Now, I know that people are going to think right away, Jason, what are you doing sitting there with AirMED or anybody that's working with licensed producers? I want to remind my audience I've always been about, first and foremost, the patients. Okay, and there are 10,000 patients in this country that are accessing licensed producers, and more will access, by the government's own estimates, 500,000. I know how you guys feel about that. At the same time, for the patients, and you know who you are, that call me up asking me which LP do I go to, how do I go about getting something safe and reliable, I've come across AirMED and I've come across their software program, and I took a look at it, and we're going to give you some B-roll of that. But the AirMED stuff is what Justin's here to talk about, and it's about streamlining the way you can get your Section 53 and access the medicine, and the medicine's even graded. Justin, tell us a bit about it.
Well, we identified that there was really a need in the marketplace for a software solution that would allow patients to find one site, they can be referred to one site, they can look at all the different products that are available from different producers, they can read about reviews and so forth. It's like Leafly and LiftMJ, that idea. But what we also identified was that at that point we wanted to make the process easy for them to step through registration and all of the compliance requirements. So we decided to build a solution that basically offered that.
Okay, so basically for our listener or for our viewers, when they want to access AirMED, and I've seen the website, it's nice. You have all the different LPs, you have the different strains, you even have, you know, the breakdowns in cannabinoid profiles. And,
right.
Yeah, strain efficacies if you have it. So how would they go about right now? Are you active right now?
We are not active quite yet. It's a brand new product that we decided to unveil at this show. So we are putting the site up in the beginning of October, and we're going to try to attract as many producers as we can to try and list their products and offerings on the website. We're trying to make it as simple as possible for them and really as inexpensive for them so we get that critical mass to come on board. I think for patients that are trying to navigate this whole maze of which producer do I pick, and you know, they get a list of 13, 15, 50 websites. It's a lot of work to try and go through and figure out what meets their needs. So,
well, let's just say I represent 8,000 medical patients who are fighting the government, and we've restrained the federal government to preserve our right to, or regulatory option right now to grow. We want to make it a right to basically grow your own medicine. And I know you're empathetic, you mentioned, to our cause. So maybe tell us a bit about that, because I'm interested to hear that.
Well, I think ultimately you hit on a really good point, which is it is about the patient and what works the best for the patient. And for me, the concern is that when you suddenly introduce legislation that requires people who are able to produce their own medicine at a very cost-effective price point, when you suddenly impose legislation that forces them to buy at a vastly greater expense a product, I think it's unfair for a lot of those people. So, you know, I think that's part of it, and I think the other side of it is just, I think it's important to have a community and have people who are able to communicate. I think the regulations should allow people to continue to grow for personal use, and whether or not they need to have some kind of system to ensure that what they're growing is, you know, meets different requirements, base levels, and so forth. But I certainly believe that it's people's right.
Well, I absolutely agree. I mean, we know the MMAR was written by the government, and the new MMPR was written by the Conservative government, and it's this top-down policy. And I keep talking about this in each interview, but what's your take that Canada holds there's no medical value for marijuana, but we're here today talking about marijuana for medical purposes?
Yes. Yeah.
Is that not a bit of a hypocrisy?
I would agree. You know, I think I found it fascinating because I wasn't aware the scope and range of issues until we started this project, and I started to learn more about it. But you know, some of the things that I've seen are really quite remarkable stories. So it really is a fascinating area.
Well, definitely. Well, Justin, you know, for our viewers, please check out AirMED. Justin, the work that you're doing, this is what I care about. Again, it's the end medical patient, the people I represent. I know y'all out there that are protecting your gardens. This isn't about crossing over to anywhere. The MMPR is going nowhere. That's a reality. And there's patients who simply can't grow or don't know anybody who can grow. So setting your own issues aside, for me, it's about the 500,000 Health Canada's estimates patients that are here in Canada and who will need certainly need services such that Justin's offering. And you've got Tillery up there now and a few others.
We just have, actually, it's just sample data right now.
Sample data, okay.
So our goal is over the next couple of weeks when the site goes live to start bringing the producers on board.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so once again, check out AirMED. Justin, thank you for coming on.
Appreciate
Thanks for
it.
supporting, patients with their gardens and medical efficacies of the plant, and really patients' rights, because that's, at the end of the day, we're talking about medical marijuana. Then let's talk about the end user that needs it.
Absolutely.
Thanks again
All
for
right.
coming on the show, and
Appreciate it.
have a good conference.
All right, thank you. Take care.